Man, there's a lot of black on cop killing and shooting over the last few days. Not that it's received an extraordinary amount of attention, not that anyone in the press is eager to connect the dots. And when the trolls on this channel connect the dots, chances are they're saying something like this.
Yeah.
Because to me, he ain't do no wrong, just shot a cop.
A lot of white people commit crime as well.
What do you say to the people who dragged a poor white guy out of a car and beat him?
Oh my goodness, poor white people, please, stop.
And in San Antonio, there's been an arrest in connection with Sunday's deadly ambush attack on a police detective who was killed while writing a traffic ticket outside police headquarters. 31-year-old Otis Tyrone McCain is under arrest for the murder of Detective Benjamin Marconi. McCain has allegedly admitted to the shooting. He says he blames his anger on several custody battles and says he lashed out at someone who did not deserve it.
Continue to follow breaking news tonight. An arrest has been made in the shooting of a Wayne State police officer. 7 Action News reporter Simon Shakat joins us live. And Simon, what are you learning?
Glenda, Heather, first let me just show you what this scene looks like. Half of this intersection completely blocked off by Detroit police and other agencies. You can see these flashing lights here behind us, and then we can pan over and show you more of this. We're still seeing heavily armed officers, state troopers, and federal agents in the area now looking for a gun used in the crime. We're at the corner of Martin Luther King and Trumbull, and we're told the arrest happened just up the street at Selden and Trumbull, and of course we're not being allowed into that area as we speak. Also, let me tell you, we want to show you a picture of D'Angelo Davis. This is the man in custody who police are calling a person of interest. A huge police presence spent hours looking for this guy. We saw a police helicopter high up in the sky using their spotlight to assist with a search. Also, police canines were being used. Again, as of this minute, police still looking for that weapon used in the shooting. This man is in custody, and coming up at 11, you'll hear from a man who tried helping police to make that arrest. For now, live near Midtown.
George Bush III, age 19, once attended the now closed Construction Career Academy, a charter high school. A source tells us he was also an elementary student at Joan of Arc, just across the street from where he is suspected of shooting the city police sergeant Sunday night. By that time, Bush was already considered a prime suspect in a string of crimes. The high-profile murder of Maggie O'Brien's restaurant co-owner, Patrick McVeigh, occurred on I-55, November 9th. Sources say that may be a stretch, but it was the first. 2 days later, the robbery and shooting of a woman on the Denny's parking lot in Fenton occurred. This weekend, another shooting plus a carjacking in the South County municipality of Marlborough may be linked to him. Bush had friends who lived near Bancroft and Wabash. The neighborhood reports a police raid at a home on Bancroft Saturday morning. Occupants were known to use drugs. Hours later on Saturday, St. Louis City Police wanted to talk to Bush about the murder of 52-year-old Joseph Holtz, whose body was found in a burned vehicle in the 500 block of Pepping. A former neighbor in the 7000 block of Winona Avenue remembers a pleasant child who came trick-or-treating. The home where he lived has been sold and is under renovation.
On duty for 4 Boston police officers, tonight we are learning more about the man accused of dragging 2 of those officers down the street and then hitting 2 more with his car. 34-year-old Vincent Weeks is facing charges tonight after police say he tried to run them down with his vehicle. Fox 25's Jason Law is live tonight in Dorchester. And Jason, this suspect has been in trouble many times before.
Yeah, he has a long criminal history, and we'll show you that in just a second. Police officers didn't know what to expect. They just knew early this morning they got a report of somebody with a gun here in this section of Dorchester. And this morning, they say when they confronted the suspect, he took off in his car, dragging 2 officers with him. Vincent Weeks is accused of dragging 2 officers and hitting 2 others in an attempt to escape from police. Court records show the 34-year-old Dorchester man has a criminal record going back to 2005. with drug convictions involving heroin and an assault and battery case in 2014 in which Weeks was found guilty of pistol whipping a woman during a fight. Wednesday morning, when police say they ordered Weeks out of his car, he fought with officers and drove off. The struggle happened in front of a bar on the corner of Stoughton and Columbia Road in Dorchester. 2 officers were dragged 20 feet before they were thrown into the street. Police say Weeks then hit 2 more officers before getting away.
And down in New Orleans, a black woman is wanted for hitting, then dragging a sheriff deputy with her car. I don't know, I guess that's a form of assault. No, it is assault. What am I talking about? You know, over the last month or so, we've also seen a couple of white people shoot cops. I think a white guy even killed a cop somewhere. This, of course, makes the trolls on this YouTube channel ecstatic. White people do it too, they love to say. Colin, why didn't you say anything about that? Well, here is what there is to say about that. If you're walking down the middle of the street, and on the left side of the street you have 100 white people, on the right side of the street you have 100 black people. I mean, what are the chances that a white guy is going to shoot and kill a cop versus a black guy? Whatever the chances are, whatever the odds are, it's 25, 50, 100 times greater for a black person to do that than a white person to do that. Black on cop, crime, violence, murder, harassment is wildly out of proportion. Just about every other type of crime, of violence, and against property you can imagine. I wonder what's going to happen when the President of the United States stops sending personal representatives to the funerals of black people who have been killed while they were attacking a cop. You suppose that's going to make any of the black kids angry?